Texans! What's up, everybody? TN Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day, and welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, I am continuing my coverage of the Tennessee Titans, and yes, you can feel it, you can hear it, the joy in my voice, because I'm talking about a win, baby! Tennessee Titans beat the Houston Texans. What? 32-27. What a game that this was. It was certainly a back and forth affair filled with so many highlights. It was absolutely nuts, so let's dive right into it, baby. You know what? We didn't even have to wait long to see something amazing here. Opening kickoff, Pierce for the Texans has an 80-yard return. Special teams. What is going on? Come on now. Like, we got to make those tackles, okay? And then Stroud on the first play of scrimmage finds Stover wide open in the end zone, and just like that, the Texans score first. And when this happened, I was like, oh, here it is. The slaughter is about to start. But, you know, I will say this for this Titans team right here, and this offense against the Vikings, who, in that game, Cleve Blakeman, he just hated our guts. There was like 91 yards of penalties called against us, and Minnesota only had 3. That is what we call rigged football right there. But still, despite all of the hoops that Blakeman made us jump through, it was still a close game. You know, it was close throughout. And, like, that's a tough Vikings team that we played. But here, this was our moment where we turned a lot of heads. And our offense, they have been improving week after week. And once again, here is their due. We have 3 straight drives that end in scores. Can you imagine that back in week 1 when Levis was doing all of his all of his crazy crap, and the Bears defense was just dominating us. 3 straight drives in scoring. It's a breath of fresh air for me, and I'm sure it was for other Titans fans as well. First one, we have a 6-play drive that ends in a field goal by Folk. Then we have a 10-play drive that ends in 7. Went on 1st and 7, 157 in the first. Levis finds Nick Westbrook and Keenan for a 38-yard score, baby. Nick has been absolutely on fire. And you know what? I might throw this out there. Ever since the Hopkins trade, I feel like Nick, he is kind of like, you know, he has tried to step into that role of being like our number 1 guy. I mean, what he's doing here, I mean, this was his 6th touchdown catch on 16 receptions. That's unbelievable. And you know what? Hey, like, you know what? I hope Hopkins, I hope he does great with the Chiefs. He is doing awesome. And I do appreciate that little dance that he did in his very first game. You know, it was kind of like an homage to him to remember the Titans. So, you know what? Good for D-Hop. He is with a great team. But Nick, right here, man, he is just excelling, and he is just absolutely thriving, and possibly a spot where he is like our number 1 or a number 2 guy. Excuse me. So our next drive, it took only 6 plays. But we cap it off, 2nd and 4 at the 10, 11:03 in the second. Tony Pollard, up the middle for a 10-yard score. So, like, you know what? I bet everyone in Houston was stunned by this. We are scoring 17 straight. It was 17 straight at that point. We are leading by 2 scores. So I bet that was the moment where Ryans and Stroud were like, oh, okay, so we have to take this team, like, seriously now. Titans ball, don't move, please. Okay, so Houston, they do respond well with a 10-play, 78-yard drive. Stroud doing what he does, man. Doing what he's been doing ever since he came into this league. He has just been picking off of defenses like he always does. And then 33, 6-17 in the second. Stroud finds Nick Collins for a 5-yard score. Now, I wanted to talk about this as well. And actually, something that just came up. I said Nick Collins, and it's Nico Collins. Excuse me. So sorry about that. But something else that came up here. So on this touchdown catch, the person mainly covering Nico, there we go, was Mike Brown. Now, Mike Brown, it seemed like at first he was playing very soft kind of defense. Like he didn't really do much to try to, I guess, hurt Collins in any sort of way. Which, you know what? I think back to last week when we played the Vikings, and there was a catch that one of the Vikings players made. I forgot who it was, but I know that Brown was in on that play, and he had like this huge hit. So here, all right, so again, that Vikings play, Brown was called for a penalty. Here, same kind of scenario, right? He's covering Collins, and he needs to make a big play, but he doesn't do it because I think the refs from last week, they got into his head. And they made him think that, if I do this, it will give Houston like a fresh set of downs. So I think that's why he did not hit as hard, because he was afraid he was going to get penalized. Once again, the Cleve Blakeman curse. It is following us around like I hate that. Again, even when he's not in the game itself, Blakeman, he still he has an effect on us that I just hate, man. But what I will say is, I knew that we weren't, we weren't going to blow out these Texans here, right? They are just too good, for that to happen. But hey, as long as we don't have any, huge problems. We fumbled the ball. Darn it! Levis on 1st and 10. Drops the pigskin, and it's recovered by Edwards. Texans turn that into a field goal. Game is tied. And it seemed like at this point, the momentum was on the Houston side. That was until 41 seconds in the second. Stroud, his pass was intercepted by Brownlee. Let's go, baby! Stroud threw a pick! Oh my gosh, that's amazing! And Stroud, it was actually his first INT against an AFC South foe. And it could not have come at a better time. And we actually did have a chance to score 7 on this drive. Again, there was, that play happened for 41 seconds. So, we still had a good shot. But on back-to-back plays, 2nd and 3rd down, Levis gets sacked. Well, we talked about this. Well, not we, but I've talked to you and the viewing audience specifically about this. Well, you cannot hold on to the ball for that long, especially with a sucky O-line that we have right now. You should know better than this, Will. Stop holding on to the ball. Get out of the pockets. Do something. Don't just stand there and get blasted, man. It's not going to work out for you. Fix this and fix it quick. And you know what, though? Something that I did want to bring up is that, there's this classic kind of, I don't want to say I'm not sure what to call it. I guess off the top of my head, and yes, this is on the fly. I guess there's this stereotype. There it is. There's a stereotype that, when a football player gets hit, then they play better. It's like that. It's that, bang moment where they play better. I think Will is the opposite here. I feel like the more he gets hit, the the more lame that he plays. I was trying to think of a word there. But yeah, we'll go with lame, sucky, spazzy, whatever that it is. And, granted, Will had after this game, after the game ended, he did have a better, he did have a better performance. He has been performing better. But still there's little things that he needs to work on. This is one of them, Will. You cannot hold on to the ball for that long. Thank goodness Folk made he still made the field goal. Thank goodness that he did. Otherwise, he would have to taste the back of my hand. So in the third quarter, things get a little crazy here. A lot more crazy than what it was before. The Titans start with a field goal. So now the score is 23-17. Second and 10, at the Houston 25. 139 in the third. Stroud, he was looking for Nico Collins again. Hey, I got it right this time. But his pass, intended for Nico, gets intercepted by Murray. CJ, what's going on, bro? You throwing 2 picks there? What's up with that, bro? I don't know, but I'll take it. I love it. But here's what I don't love. Levis, he's trying to find Nick, but it's intercepted by Ward. This was 3 plays later or something? Will gets intercepted by Ward. And then, oh my gosh, here's what really sucks. Is that Ward, he takes us all the other way, to the end zone. And now the Texans have a 1-point lead. Will, you're killing me, bro. Come on. It was his 3rd pick 6 of the year. I will say, I did like the hustle that Will had. I like that, he didn't just stand there. He at least tried to make it somewhat of an effort to try and go chase him down. But again, that's all the praise that he's getting from me on that play. So, yeah, again, this was just an up and down, insane game. I'm pronouncing names wrong. Please forgive me, but it is what it is. So we need a spark. And Okonkwo, he delivers at 9:35 in the fourth. Levis finds him. And then from there, Chad just takes it, he just does it himself here. He just runs right through the Texans defense for a 70-yard touchdown, baby. And you know what? I've been saying this for months. I think Okonkwo, he is one of the most underrated players that we have on this team right here. He's so good. Clearly, he has the speed to show it. He has the tools. He has everything to be just a huge story for us. So, you know what? I want him to be more involved. This was his only catch. I love that he made the most of it. But, I would love for him to be more involved, especially when the offense breaks down, as it usually does. Especially in those spots where he feels like he needs to do something. Instead of holding the ball, if Okonkwo's there, maybe he can help block, which I think he has been doing that on a few plays for us. Or if not, maybe he could be another option for Will to, possibly check the ball down. Or maybe throw it downfield. So, yeah. Callahan, that's your job, bro. Get Okonkwo more involved, please. So, we have a 3-point lead now. This win is so close. I can feel it, man. I want it so bad. This was a crazy week with so many close games and so many teams. They had to get their kickers out there to get the win. Chiefs did it. The Vikings did it. They had close wins as well. So I thought when the Texans were driving here, they had a 7-play, 39-yard drive, and they set up Fairbairn perfectly with a 28-yarder. I was like, oh my gosh, here it is again. The Texans are going to pull it out, and they're going to win. So 156 in the fourth. Fairbairn again, a 28-yarder. This is easy for him. One of the most clutch kickers in the entire league. It's no good! It's no good! He missed it! He missed it, boy! And I'm jumping up for joy. Because now I can feel it, man. I can feel it. We are getting this dub. Everyone's been playing great. We are going to get this. All right. So Titans get the ball back. we do have to punt. Thankfully, Stonehouse, he sets the Texans back. He has a 61-yarder, but then apparently comes in on Wiley for a legal blindside block. So that backs up the Texans even more. And you know what? Good thing that it was, because here it is, baby. 3rd and 17. Stroud is backpedaling for his life. Landry gets him down. And it's a safety, boy, and that is how the game ends, baby. Once again, Titans win 32-27. What a game. What a moment. If you're a fan of the channel, you know that I've not only been talking about my Titans, but also the Preds as well. You know, like their season. It hasn't been what I thought it was going to be. But the point being that, man, this win feels amazing. And what a time to be a Titans fan right now. You know, like beating the Dolphins team, like beating that Dolphins team without Tua, and then beating a rebuilding Patriots team. You know, maybe there might have been some fans that thought those wins were expected. I don't think anyone expected this right here, baby. And you know what? I'll be the first one to say that, like, yes, we've had some awful games. Like, our defense wasn't as good. There were other games where Levis, he would just, again, do, like, some crazy crap. And our O-line looks like they can't even block, like, anybody. Like, they're slipping on banana peels. But, you know what? We are a talented group. We have great players on this team. And I think that we are one of the better teams. I think mainly it's because our record right now. You know, the fact that we only had 2 wins coming into this one. But you know, if you look at the Colts game and the Vikings game, it's like maybe those could have been switched. You know, like that Bears game, we were pretty much we were dominating them. So, you know, like, we've kept it close for a good amount of our games this year. We have a great roster, and we have a great defense as well. Let's give them credit right here. So, overall, man, we had 4 sacks. We got to Stroud good. 2 picks and 1 safety. That sealed it for our defense right there. One of those sacks also, T'Vondre Sweat. That was his first sack, so you know what? Props to him. He has been playing great. When it comes to our offense, I will say that is a little bit more of a mixed bag. I'm a positive guy. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So I'm gonna talk about like the bad stuff first. Then I'm gonna recap it with the good stuff. So, our O-line, once again in this game, got absolutely humiliated in front of a national audience right here. I mean, Petit Frere. He still has a long way to go if he wants to stay a Titan. With the year that we've had and just with the people that we're bringing in and the fact that, you know, the year is kind of winding down, I don't see Nick being on this roster. But hey, if he still wants to make a case for him to be signed anywhere else, he has to play a lot better. But you know what? Another guy that I think was humbled a little bit in this game on our O-line was our first-round pick, J.C. Latham here. You know, whether it was Hunter or his former teammate Will Anderson, I think there were a few plays where those guys, they would just blow right by J.C. But Latham, here's what I will say. He has been a great addition for us, great pick. He had a little bit of a slip up here, but, you know, I have faith that he will bounce back. And thankfully, he has great players around him to help him out. One of them is Mr. Tony Pollard. Another great day for him. 119 yards rushing, 5 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. I mean, Pollard, he is just continuing to grow his worth. And yeah, he has been just a great signing for us. Talking about our receivers right here. Calvin Ridley. He has been thriving as well. Here he had 5 catches for 93 yards. And actually coming into week 12, the most targets of 20 or more air yards this year, Calvin Ridley was tied with Alec Pierce for the top spot with 21. So yeah, props to Calvin Ridley. Our other receivers as well, Nick, obviously, he is just stepping into, I can see it. He is stepping into such a leadership role. And we need that, we need more of our leaders to step up. And I love that Nick, he is taking on a lot of responsibility right now, and he is thriving. Tyler Boyd, I like how we're getting him more involved. Here he has 6 catches for 55 yards. And as for Quanqua, again, even though he only had 1 catch, he certainly made the most of it. I would love to get him involved more, but you know what? Let's talk about the guy who threw all of these passes. Let's talk about him, Will Levis. Now, I want to say this to start off about Will. Last few weeks, before this game even, he was playing better. Let me break it down like this. So this season, in weeks 1 through 6, Levis's passing yards per game were 139.8. His yards per attempt were 5.6. And his touchdown to interception ratio was 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Now, in weeks 10 through 11, because remember, Levis was out for weeks 7 through 9. Weeks 10 to 11, his passing yards per game, 235. He had 8.7 yards per attempt, and his touchdown to interception ratio a lot better here, 3-1. Levis has been playing better. There are some things that he does need to work on still. He needs to work on mainly being smarter with the ball, not just in terms of that pick 6, but also he has to just know when it's time to get out of that kind of situation where you are just being rushed. Get out of the pocket and throw that ball away. But you know what? Something that I will say about Will, and I think this right here, this shows his grit. Thank you to AZ Sports for posting this, and for the 33rd team for posting this stat right here. Okay, so quarterbacks that got sacked 8+ times and had a completion percentage above 75%. And won the game since 2000. Quarterbacks with that specific criteria are Will Levis, and that's it. Will is the only one. So, you know what? Despite Will having an up and down year, he has shown through all of that he has put in the work. I'm sure he's putting a lot more mayo into his coffee, and it is showing on the field. So in closing, I will say this. In our past losses, some, Bills and Lions, there was very little to build off of those losses. Those were rough. But here in this game, us beating the Texans, a division rival, scoring 32 points. Everyone playing great. There's a lot of positives for us to build on there. And next week, we do go to Washington, which, yes, they are one of the better teams in this league. But, against Dallas, their kicker choked as well. And Dallas was kind of beating the crap out of them for most of that game, anyway. So, hey, you know what? I like our chances. I do. I like our chances to do to Washington what we did to Houston. Just come in there and assert our dominance and our will Levis, and win. So yeah, I'm feeling great. So boys, let's go into Washington and get another dub. But fans, that is going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and you can join our fanatic army. And a honey salutes to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Time now.